Hi, I'm Dr. Miriam Intrator, Special Collections Librarian for Rare Books at Ohio University in Athens, Ohio. My solution to the transition from entirely hands-on, experiential classroom learning with original materials to entirely remote instruction was to create a series of asynchronous interactive tutorials. Please join me as I discuss one of them in this short video. The signature item in our rare book collection is a late 13th century illuminated Latin Bible from southern France. It is our only complete manuscript codex and is used extensively in instruction in a wide variety of classes. Prior to the pandemic, I had been in conversation with our digitization department to digitize the Bible. Fortunately, they were able to fast-track it over the summer. As they worked to make it fully available online, which it now is, and I'll share this bit.ly link again at the end, I worked to create a dedicated instruction module for it. I opted to focus on this one item because it is such an extraordinary teaching resource and because it makes such a strong impression on students. Minimizing the intimidation factor that often surrounds rare books is one of my primary goals, and almost nothing is as impactful as letting students carefully examine 800-year-old parchment covered in what is to them a bafflingly minuscule Gothic script and beautifully enhanced with colorful illuminations. In addition, in thinking about reaching the maximum number of students remotely, study of the Bible, whether its content or the techniques of its manufacture and preservation over time, has relevance to subjects including the history of the book, art and art history, Latin, religious studies, history, and so many others. I created the tutorial using LibWizard, which is a SpringShare product we use in our library. It allowed me to include a combination of text, video, still images, links out, and questions students must answer correctly before they can move on. I sought input from faculty in classics and world religions and history, as well as from library colleagues. After all, I am not a medievalist nor a manuscript specialist, and so I continue to welcome feedback that will improve the informational content as well as the student experience. I varied the content to keep students engaged throughout the 15 or so minutes it takes most to complete the tutorial, and hopefully to draw them in and really ignite their curiosity. Informational content on each slide is followed by questions that receive either an explanation as to an incorrect selection or affirmation of a correct selection before the student is able to move on. To gauge interest as they proceed, after a discussion on parchment, for example, I ask if they've ever touched a book with parchment pages. They can respond yes, no, or no, but now I really want to, which is a fairly common response. To incorporate one of the Association of College and Research Libraries frameworks for information literacy, and to connect the luxurious content of the tutorial's focus to our present moment, I ask students to reflect on the phrase information has value and what it means to them, and then ask them to reflect on barriers to access to information today. I've been particularly pleased with the very thoughtful responses to these questions. After a discussion and series of images illustrating manicula contained throughout our Bible, comes one of my favorite just for fun elements, a link to a Google Jamboard where students try their own hand at drawing a manicule. Drawing adds to the interactive experience and helps connect students to this historic practice of leaving your personal mark on a page or in a text by inviting them to do it themselves. When students reach the end of the tutorial, they can download a PDF certificate of completion, which they can upload to Blackboard to demonstrate they did the assigned work and show how they did. On my end, I receive an email with all responses each time a student completes the tutorial. Students are also asked to link out to an anonymous Qualtrics survey, which helps give me some idea about what is working and what is not, and what students are taking away from the experience. The tutorial has been used by over 200 students this fall semester, and the response from both students and faculty has been overwhelmingly positive. Brief results here indicate that most students found the tutorial to be useful and educational, and most would recommend it for other students as well. My hope is for this to be a clear, concise, informative, meaningful, and fun instructional tool that will stick in students' minds and continue to be useful even in a post-pandemic future. I welcome any feedback. Please check it out for yourself and feel free to email me anytime. Thank you.